Okay. And then you're staying put there?
Yes.
And as you're sending arrows through this creature, I mean, you see what looks like blood coming off of her body, but you realize it's smears of this silvery ash hitting the floor as you're damaging her.
Absolutely not Birdie's fault.
Zero
Raazu.
evidence.
Hey.
You have a turn.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to close to melee,
Okay.
and I'm going to halberd this thing.
Sure.
Don't forget your advantage.
Yeah, I do have advantage. It's a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
And yeah, I'm gonna put some paladin stank on that. We'll put a. Does this lady count as undead? No.
Very yes.
For the purposes of
Very
bonus damage on
yes.
smite.
No.
Okay.
I need the damage type separate though.
Yeah, that's yeah. I got you. I got your back. That is 7 slashing damage
Okay.
and 12 radiant damage.
And at this point, she's bloodied, as it looks like more than half of the mass making her up has fallen to the ground as ash, and she looks more transparent than she did. And you can see the actual wounds appearing on her ghostly form as you slash out with your halberd.
I'm an extra attack.
What are you doing to my poor defenseless banshee?
Critting her.
Oh, well.
A
Glad-
banshee.
glad I
swallowed
asked.
the crowd.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and not leave any. Put some more paladin stank on that. So this is gonna be a big old pile of dice right here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Keelian.
Yeah, but Keelian never crit.
Yeah, this
that
was just his
is-
base sneak attack.
Let's see, that is like 9, 12, 14 slashing damage,
Okay.
and 27 radiant damage.
And with that, the creature just explodes into a cloud of ash, which showers down all around the ground around where she was standing.
Adrex, triage.
Tosses the torch at Birdie.
Well, now you don't have light over here.
So one of the human men is actually laying over here where the pile of ash was. And Adrex, I mean, going over the bodies, some of them are still breathing faintly, some of them are not. Bronzel still is. The children are both dead. One of the dwarves is also dead. Probably 7 of these people remain, including Bronzel and one of the dwarves.
Well, let's stabilize who we can.
Okay. How much of your healer's kit are you using?
How many are still breathing and alive?
7, but they're all at 0 hit points. It's safe to presume.
Here, let's do this. 7. I'll do 6 of them with lay on hands for 2 hit points each.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll spend 1 healer's kit.
And I mean, very notably, all of them, their eardrums are blown out. And as they start, this one over here is very dead. But as Bronzel and the rest of them start regaining consciousness and they start exchanging horrified looks and seeing their fallen, Bronzel looks back at the dead man over the pile of ash and then back over at Birdie with this accusing look on his face. This is, what the hell was that thing?
I don't know.
Why did you bring it to us?
I didn't. I put it over there.
Oh, 15 feet away.
Wait, what?
My threat to beat you still stands, Birdie.
He tells you that one of the men around the fire claimed he heard speaking and went over to examine the ashes, and then the ashes came to life and took a form of this woman who cried out in agony, and that's the last thing he remembers. He blacked out.
I mean, clearly it's his fault.
Birdie!
What?
Birdie, this is very clearly your fault. Like, there's no mincing words.
I don't see it.
So Birdie's not assuming any responsibility for this. He doesn't feel like he was at all to blame for 5 of these people dying,
No.
including 2 children.
I mean, you know.
They were
That
half
happens.
mushroom, but they were still people.
They're brats. I mean, let's be real.
About to say we leave Birdie here and watch over.
No,
Let's split
You
the
want them all
party.
to die?
I am grinning so wide right now.
But wait, that's right. We can't leave Birdie alone. Yes, we can't do that. Because he does things like this.
You were with me when I did the thing that apparently was wrong, so it's your fault, not mine.
Birdie.
What?
Raazu turns around and takes a swing at Birdie.
Raazu.
Whack him on the back of the head.
Yeah. That's only a, with an unarmed strike, that's only a
It didn't deal any
15
damage.
hit. Yeah.
Bronzil, who at this point is examining his comrades and ensuring, like, reaching forward and closing their eyes for them. And he's hearing this bickering and he turns around and... I'm beginning to think you lot aren't cut out for this kind of work.
That's just going to make things worse, right?
Also, you weren't. We killed that bed pretty good.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Look, there's some squid thing upstairs and doing a thing to a drow, and it kind of freaks me out. I don't know how he's doing it. It's really weird and really scary. Apparently all the walls have like eyes or something, and there's someone spying on us constantly. So the last thing we need right now is...
This is your negativity?
And you see,
Yeah.
as you're admonishing Bronzil, you see just the... He didn't have any joy on his face to begin with, but you see like his demeanor just go very neutral, very stone-faced. And when you're done with your little temper tantrum, he motions down to the dead and says, "At least you still breathe and walk." One of the living dwarf gruffly pipes up. Says, "We should drag them out front and burn them, lest they do walk again."
I mean, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
So who is assisting in this work?
I'll help with
Raazu
that.
is.
So
Fred's gonna do his best to actually secure this area. I want to go over here and see what's in this way.
You're gonna go open that door while they're working?
No, I'm not opening the door. I'm inspecting the door.
Okay, go ahead and roll an
Listening at
intelligence investigation. Listening at it, you don't hear anything on the other side.
Investigate would be a 15.
15. Adrex and Birdie are staying in this room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adrex is...
Red, door appears to be
Chilling in
safe.
this room.
It's not locked. Does not appear to be trapped.
Mhm.
Red and
I want to
Birdie,
go around. Oh, sorry.
you're left here with just more of the sickly ones, the ones that can't move very well. Bronzil and the dwarf and some of the other people are helping to drag the bodies out front to build this pyre. As Red is... What else is Red doing in this room?
I wanted to go around the periphery and look for any other peepholes.
Okay. As Red is going around the periphery checking the wall for peepholes, and you watch as the ashen smears on the floor begin moving, slithering back towards this doorway. And the ash creeps under the crack of the door and vanishes therein. So by the time you guys actually build this funeral pyre out front and come back inside, the floor is clean again.
Where's that ash? God damn it.
Birdie
The
has his
fucking
hands
crab
behind his
series.
back, just whistling innocently.
I didn't do anything.
Bronsil, can you read the Drow language?
He nods. He tells you that part of his work was learning Drow songs from many an old text.
Okay. Two things. First, we found this book upstairs. It looks to be a book of flora and fauna. If you can read that and see if maybe there's something that in there about stuff that we could find provisions with out in the field.
And he looks through it. He asks you where you found this.
Upstairs in the tower, just before this whole thing went down.
As he's thumbing through this book, he asks you if it's possible that you escort him to the room where you found this book.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who else going on this little sojourn?
I'll go.
Red's gonna stay. Red's gonna stay here with the Southwings.
Adrex, Birdie, you stay here with the rest of the Southlings.
You don't find any other peepholes or anything untoward in the wall, but I mean, this room has vaulted ceilings, so they go up pretty high, much higher than you can reach with your hands.
Okay.
You guys take Bronzel back up to the library tower, and he kind of looks in wonderment at just the vast amount of books that are in this space. And he tells you with some time he might be able to find a text here that would help them scavenge for provisions. He hands the book back to Raazu and he says, "This is a book of religious ceremonies."
Oh. I was only going by the pictures.
Well, the pictures are quite gruesome.
Mm.
This instructs worshippers, cultists might be a better word, on how to make sacrifices to the goddess Kiaran Sealy.
Okay.
And then he sets to work looking for a book that has the information that you promised.
All right. Be careful.
Oh, you're not leaving him alone, are you? Please tell me you're leaving him alone. Please?
I guess we shouldn't.
Okay.
Don't
But
let
no.
him boss you around like that. Leave him alone.
After a little while, he gathers up a couple of books and nods at you contentedly and has you escort him back down to the hall.
Mm-hmm.
What trouble do Birdie and Adrex get into down here in the hall?
I mean, I'm gonna go in here.
No, you're not. Red will stop you from trying to go through that door. A, wait for the others. B, let's not screw around with that ash with these Southlings around. They're not exactly hardy for whatever the hell that thing was.
What are you gonna do? Sit on me?
Adrex raises an eyebrow at you.
And after about 15 minutes or so, they return from upstairs, and Bronzel has a small stack of books that he's holding.
As long as you don't disturb that ash, couldn't knock out the fire again.
Get the fire going again? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's next?
And then I guess we climb up the rope up to whatchamacallit.
Who's the
the
last one
second
to climb up the rope?
Red.
Red, just like before, you hear the elvish woman pleading from inside of the ash. Don't leave me behind.
Fuck you, lady.
Before I climb the rope, I'm gonna throw the torch into the ash.
Isn't that the magic torch?
No.
No, he doesn't have the magic torch. I have the magic torch. I will not allow him to have the magic torch.
I thought the magic torch was usually the yellow one.
No, it's
No,
the
it's the
blue.
blue one.
It's the blue one.
You just fling a lit torch into the ash,
Yeah.
and it's just snuffs
Birdie.
out as soon as it hits the ash.
Birdie, why did you do
Goes
that?
dark.
Brady just shrugs.
Birdie, you are in timeout now. I'm putting you in timeout.
And
Like, I
climbing
know
the
that's
rope.
something that Adrex would say, but There's nothing else I can think of to. Ugh. I'm so disgusted with you right now.
Red, you ignore the pleading, or do you go to investigate?
I'm ignoring it. Are you crazy?
What's wrong with you?
Raazu lights
I've seen
another
crazier
torch.
things happening. How many torches do you guys have left?
I have 3 left.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch, I think. Let me double check.
Yeah, same.
Raazu has 3 left, including the one that she just lit. 2.
I mean, we shouldn't
Unlit.
waste them, but
Raazu glares at Birdie when he says that.
It was science. I was testing.
Your science sucks. Now shut up.
Well, it didn't like the fire before. I thought maybe something cool would happen.
Northeast Tower. Let's go.
So there's a door here, and both of these doors have little bells attached to string dangling from the handles.
oh my god, they're booby trapped.
All right, let me take a look at it. Say 26 on investigate.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be trapped. It's just the bell that Wendy hung there.
Oh, right. I thought it was a boot and gum. Oh.
Anyway, shall I do the honors, Red?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll open the door.
Okay.
At this rate, my own party might kill me before Brick Road does.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nobody's
Scale
gonna
of 1 to 10,
kill
how
you.
comfortable are you with Britain dying?
So something that strikes you. Who's going in first? Raazu?
Yeah, Raazu standing at the precipice right now.
This hallway looks very similar to the one where you found the dead bard. It's a little bit longer, but there's on the floor a dark royal purple rug running the entire length of this floor.
Raazu lowers the torchlight down to the floor and starts looking. Actually, you know what? Let's have the more observant party members take care of that, shall we?
Can I have your torch?
No,
Please, may I have
No.
your torch?
no. You've already proven you can't be trusted with torches right now.
I promise I will not throw the torch away. I will give it immediately back. Okay. Alright. First of all, I'm going to just check the first 2 squares in front of me for obvious traps.
Well, to do that, you have to roll up the rug.
Well...
You can't see the floor here because there's a big old rug over it.
Birdie looks back at Raazu and then sets the rug on fire with the torch.
You set the torch to the rug,
Yeah.
and it flares up and burns. I need Adrex, Birdie, and Raazu to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, shit.
You guys get +3 to this. I'm gonna blip it. There we go.
I'm debating whether or not I want to blip it.
Birdie got a 25.
I'll just take it.
Okay.
20.
Adrex,
Adrex fails.
Okay.
Fails.
you set the torch to the rug, and it doesn't ignite. Nothing happens.
Okay.
But
So I hand the torch back to Raazu.
Next time he's gonna make you fill out a form in triplicate. What are you going to use this torch for?
Was
Yeah.
that just you trolling us? Oh god.
I figured Raazu was just okay with him burning the rug, because clearly that's what was going to happen.
That's what I was thinking.
You made me burn. You made me throw away blips for that.
He didn't make you do anything.
What's
That
next?
seems unfair.
or he's just not telling us what happened.
Hmm. Okay.
Well, my next thing is I take my short sword out and I stab the rug.
Yeah, I was actually about to suggest that. Just make sure it doesn't bleed.
Birdie,
Like the
Raazu, and
bed.
Adrex make an intelligence saving throw.
Are you fucking serious?
Uh,
That's a 20.
20.
Nope.
That's a 26.
Okay. Adrex.
Nope.
Nope. You rolled a nope.
It's 6. I rolled a 6.
You watch Birdie stab down at this rug. Adrex, you see a gash open up in the rug over here on this side near this door. And then you just squinch your eyes and your hands go to your temple and blinding pain just tears through your skull. Take 7 points of psychic damage.
What happened? What happened?
I got a migraine.
Birdie, don't do that again.
He goes, ice cream headache.
That's better, yeah. Should have said that.
Alright. Birdie, Adrex, get out of the way.
Birdie
Raazu
pats Adrex on the back.
takes a step in.
And as soon as you step in, the door closes behind you. You hear it close and latch, and the handle resets. And you guys on the outside see the door close, and you hear the soft tinkling of the little bell echoing through the halls.
Birdie
The door
runs up
closed.
and immediately tries to open the door.
We
Locked.
wouldn't have known if there was no bell.
Well, I'm gonna immediately whip out my thieves' tools and try to open the door.
And when you do, you reach in and you realize there's no locking mechanism on this door. There's no keyhole or nothing. The handle just will not turn.
Adrex, break it down.
I open this door.
This door down here?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
we're gonna go around.
This separate door?
Rossi, what are you doing? In the couple seconds,
Um,
you step in, the door closes behind you.
Try to force the door.
Turn around and try to force it.
Yeah,
I mean, it opens right up.
shoulder bash.
So just as you guys are coming down around the other way, Raazu steps back out of the room.
Tumbles
Raazu.
down to her.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Do
Right.
does that before or after I get a chance to open this door?
She was only in there for 2 seconds. Just enough
Okay.
time for the door to close. She immediately turned back around and opened it right back up.
So it was open from the. It was unlocked from the. She goes step down this way.
See, we wouldn't have known Raazu came back if there wasn't a bell there.
Right.
Birdie's like starts shaking. He's having like PTSD flashbacks to the Feywilds.
Red, what are we doing with this door?
Well, if we're not under time pressure, I'll go ahead and check for traps.
Okay.
Well,
That's a
you know,
9.
that one goes here.
So immediately looking at the door, you don't see any obvious traps, or
Uh-huh.
are there, Mister? I rolled a 9. But it is
I rolled a
locked.
1, for your information.
And you do see a keyhole on this
Mhm.
door.
If I try and open the latch, is it locked?
Locked.
Can I go ahead and try and pick the lock?
Sure, go ahead and roll it.
It's dexterity thieves tools, right?
That's correct.
Alright, that's gonna be a proficiency and other things, and...
See how much better the dice behave when you throw the bad ones in jail?
Why don't I have this written down? 4, 7. Plus 7, 26.
And no difficulty. I mean, you get in there and you pop the lock.
And then I open it.
Okay. And it's another guest room. Looks similar to the first two. There's the 4-post bed in one corner. Wardrobe in another corner here. And on this wall, you see a second wardrobe. And it looks a little out of place, because it means there's this corner here where, like, this wardrobe door, opening it, would bump into the side of this one. It just looks kind of strange, considering how well decorated the other guest rooms looked. Bed's not bloody.
Has this room been ransacked?
No obvious signs of it. The bed looks made. Both of the wardrobes are closed. None of the drawers are sticking open. Nothing else looks overtly out of place.
Let's just go ahead and put an arrow into each of those, just on the paranoid side.
Thunk,
Forget the
thunk.
bed.
It's not paranoia if
And then, yeah,
attacked
you're
by a
right.
bed.
One more on the bed before anyone goes in there.
I mean, nobody's blaming you. The first bed did try to eat you. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
Well, seeing an obviously out of place wardrobe just, sets off my what's a mimic sense.
Mm-hmm.
I played Prey.
I haven't, but I want to.
There's 2
Yeah,
mice
no,
at the
Prey-
computer.
Prey's on that list of stuff I need to get to.
Steps into the.
What's next?
I'm gonna open up the wardrobe.
We're gonna make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, I wish it hadn't said that.
You get +3 to that. Is Raazu standing there next to you?
That's an 8.
An 8, and you don't want to. You reach out, and then immediately you're like, whatever curiosity you had for what it's going to be in this wardrobe, you just immediately decide you don't care, and you put your hand back down.
Let's see what's behind over here.
And you,
I haven't.
what are you doing over here?
Get a look behind the wardrobe.
It's sitting flush up against the back wall, so there's not really a crack where you can.
Can I
Shine
move
that.
the wardrobe?
You don't want to. Doesn't feel like that's a thing you want to do.
Birdie looks under the bed.
You look under the bed, and there's just the stone down there under the bed.
Raazu goes to open up this wardrobe.
You open this wardrobe, and it looks very similar to the previous one you looked in, which had like male servants' clothes on one side, and like women's finery on the other. But in this one, you also see several outfits that are much shorter and stouter. Looks like they're built for dwarves. And you find a very ornate comb. Almost tacky in how it's made out of precious metals, and it's laying in the bottom of this wardrobe. This would be perfect for a dwarven king to play with his beard.
Well,
Birdie sticks his head out between Raazu's arms.
What's Raazu doing?
Raazu is looking the sets of clothes over and says, "Give the, like I said, change of clothes. At least for what's his face, Bronsel would probably not go amiss, especially traveling around.
Was it just more clothes in these wardrobes?
I mean,
And that
there is-
comb.
Yes. And that comb.
Birdie pocketed the comb. That's a thing that happens.
Okay. You have the shiny, shiny comb.
Yeah,
Is that comb A?
Comb A.
It's comb D, actually.
You guys missed the
God
first
damn
three.
Hey, Wendy, what was in this? What was in this one, Wendy?
She didn't
I
open
didn't look.
Raazu goes to open it.
it. Make an intelligence saving throw.
18.
18. You reach out and take the handle of the wardrobe, and you go to open it up. And no sooner than you get the door open just a crack, you haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but you feel a voice in your head, similar to when you were speaking with the Illithid earlier. It's not speaking any particular language. More you just feel this sensation of this wave of emotion that's forming ideas. And the idea is very clear. It says, "Leave us be."
Raazu doesn't pull the wardrobe completely open, but she calls out, "Who are you?"
Mm.
Adrex
What?
says, "I'm Adrex. You forgot
Not
already?
you.
I've been
Not
here the
you."
whole time."
I think Raazu's losing her mind.
The response says, "We are us." And then repeats, "Leave us be."
Forgive me. What was the name of the priestess here? What was her name again?
Inkacha.
Inkacha. Are you friends of Inkacha?
And the response comes back, "We answer none of your questions. Leave us be." Make an insight check. Make it at disadvantage because a wardrobe is talking into your brain.
Yeah, that seems fair. That's only a 9.
A 9? Okay. You can't even identify a language this voice in your head is speaking in. But it is the second time today you've heard a voice in your head.
Maybe it's another tentacly face man. Shrugs, pushes the door closed, latch again, and then starts walking away.
I mean,
Where are you going? What?
Leave it be.
No.
I
Adrex
opened the
goes to
door.
open.
Birdie, make an intelligence saving throw.
That is a 12 plus 6, 18.
And again, you get the door open just a crack before you hear this voice in your head, and it goes through the whole same rigmarole that we just went through with Raazu. It says, "Leave us be."
No. And I start rifling through the.
Do you open it up?
Yeah.
And when you do, the wardrobe is totally empty, but the back of it has been chewed away with teeth and claws, and you see a hole in the back of the wardrobe leading directly back into the stone, and it's fairly sizable. Like Adrex, with severe difficulty, if he took off his armor first, would be able to squeeze through this hole. Make an insight check. Make this an advantage. You're a kobold. Your people's tunnel for a living.
I mean, that's 21.
Thinking of like disposal tunnels and things that you're familiar with in your mountain where you or underground where your dark dragon lived in the swamp. Something smaller than you made this hole, but made it large enough to drag a body through.
Well, okay. I'm going to very quickly close the door
Okay.
and tell Adrex,
You too?
leave it alone.
You too? Oh my goodness.
Adrex, make an intelligence saving throw.
What did I tell you, Birdie?
14.
And you don't want to open it. Your
Alright.
curiosity just melts away.
You know what? That's fine. Whatever. I'm not doing it because the rest of the group is doing it. I'm just not doing it because I choose to not do it.
Does this door open from this side now?
Yeah, you could open it back up. It'll still open.
Alright, so should we all go through at the same time so someone isn't trapped in there alone?
Sure.
I have an idea. Why don't we roll up the carpet?
Well, somebody would have to enter the room to do that.
Adrex, do you think you can hold this door open?
Or maybe we could spike it.
Yeah, put some pythons in it.
Planes plus Adrex.
It's a hell of a math problem.
So who's going in? With Adrex holding the door and you guys spike the floor?
I'll go in.
Okay. Adrex, make a strength check at disadvantage.
So
At disadvantage. It's a 10.
Which side of the door would you like to be on when it snaps shut?
Come on in, the water's fine, Adrex.
Yeah.
And
So I'm probably inside.
you guys hear the stone grind as this spike that you've put in place just snaps. This door just chews through it. Adrex, you put all your shoulder into it, but you can't hold it back. And you roll in and land prone inside the hallway.
Oh. Ugh.
Birdie walks up and knocks on the door.
You guys inside here knocking on the door, but it comes from over here. And now I need you both to make an intelligence saving throw.
God damn it. So bad at
Are we
these.
still close to Raazu?
No. No, you're not.
14.
6.
Okay. So you guys get snapped in this door, and then you immediately hear Birdie's little 1 foot off the ground rapping coming from the opposite side of the hallway, and you feel that migraine start up for another 6 points of psychic damage.
Ah.
Me too.
Yeah, both of you.
This sucks. Oh my
Alright,
god,
open the
this
door.
sucks.
You gonna open up the door?
Yeah.
And Birdie, the door opens in your face, and Windy comes striding out of it.
Ow.
Alright, that sounds like a good idea then.
And Adrex
Door.
follows right behind her.
That's weird.
Well, wait. I'm gonna open up the door and go back in.
Okay?
I'll
And
follow her.
the door immediately snaps behind Windy, trapping
I'm
Birdie
gonna
outside.
turn around and open up the
Don't
door.
worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. They're going to be fine.
And after a second, Windy opens the door and strolls back through.
Wait, do I have to stroll back through? Or can I just open the door?
You can just open the door and you look out and you see Birdie and Raazu standing there. Birdie's kind of really impatient because he wanted to come too. He's had this door
I'm going-
slammed in his face like 5 times now.
I'm gonna do some monk bullshit. I'm gonna like hold the door open
Mm-hmm.
and then dash across the hallway and open the other door.
Okay? And you get there and it won't open. Just in time for you to look back and see the other door close all the way.
And now I'm gonna turn back around and open up that door.
Okay, and you do, and Raazu and Birdie are standing there.
Maybe if like 2 of you tried to open it rather than just hold it open rather than just Adrex.
Like, is there any hinges on the door?
Sure.
Okay. I take my my shovel out and I start banging on the hinges.
With the door open or closed?
I mean, I don't know. Is it open or closed?
Well, right now,
I'll
Windy's
hold it
standing
open.
there with it open.
Yeah, I'll
Birdie,
open
don't do that. Don't do that. No, please don't do this. I think this could be very bad if we did that. I say,
Let me roll the carpet up. See if there's.
Wait, I
anything
have an
underneath it.
idea.
Okay.
I get back out, let
Yeah.
the door close. And now rather than attack the hinges, I'm gonna take out my mason's tools and I'm gonna try to take the stone surrounding the hinges off the wall. Just chip it off.
Okay. And you attempt to, but you can't do any damage to the wall in that area.
Alright, yeah, let's roll up this carpet.
So you're going to open the door up,
Yeah, I'll open the door up.
and you start rolling it up. And as soon as Windy
Yeah.
steps in and begins rolling it, the door slams shut again. In
That's
Birdie's
fine.
face for the 6th time.
And I'll just keep rolling.
You reach down and try to grab onto this carpet. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Four.
Your fingers go directly through the carpet and just touch the cold stonework of the floor as though it's not even there. And then your eyes snap shut and that headache comes back for 8 more points of psychic damage.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes,
Okay?
keep them closed, and then I'm gonna try to roll the carpet.
And this time, I mean, there's not even a carpet there. You're just feeling the floor. I mean, you're feeling...
And I'm just gonna move along the ground, feeling the floor.
Okay, and eventually you bump your head on the door on the other side.
And I'll try to feel my way up and open it up.
Okay, and you feel the door open, and noticeably this time it doesn't knock Birdie over.
And I'll step through and then open up my eyes.
It's a spiral staircase.
And I'll walk back and open up the other door.
Now this staircase, it's pretty much identical to the first one you found, that goes both up and down.
Okay. And yeah, so I'll come on my way back, kind of open up this door,
Mm-hmm.
hope to find everyone. Keep my eyes closed.
And you do. Oh, you're keeping your eyes closed?
Yeah.
You do, and this time the door opens and just bumps Birdie in the schnoz.
And I say, guys, there's some weird magic or something affecting your vision. If you keep your eyes closed and just follow the wall, you can find the other room. There's a staircase there.
okay,
Right.
Raazu.
Let's all hold hands
Mm-hmm.
and work our way through.
I think it
Raazu.
might be better to dash through the door at once because it'll close as soon as the first person is through it than holding hands.
Holding hands will cause whoever's in second to have to make a strength check to see which.
Yeah.
The door will not permit more than one at a time unless you pass that strength check.
I'm okay with like going one at a time. Like once I give them the information, I'll just dash my way back across.
Okay.
I'll
Does
go
anybody
in.
deviate from this plan, Birdie? Are you deviating from the established plan that we know will work?
No.
That seems to be your MO for today.
We don't. That's vastly overstating our confidence in this plan.
That's not vastly overstating Wendy's confidence in this plan, which is a fantastic plan.
I'm going to I'll walk in and then
Mhm.
open the door behind me and then close my eyes and
And by the time you get across the end of the hallway, the door behind you is finished. You hear it close behind you.
so it didn't open.
I mean, you open it, but once you let go of it, it's going to close again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll open it
Okay.
and stand here
Okay.
and just wait for the next person to come in.
Adrex, make a strength check. At disadvantage. Birdie, are your eyes open or closed?
They're closed.
What about Adrex?
They're probably closed.
Okay.
Strength check is 17.
17. Which side of this door would you like to be on when it snaps shut?
This side, please.
Okay, and the door does violently snap shut. You're thinking one of these days it's going to take your fingers off.
Probably. We should
But-
probably stop doing that.
Now you're standing in the hallway with Birdie with your eyes closed.
All right. Is this door still open or is it closed?
No, when you get there, it's closed.
All right, can try to open it.
You do. You step
Yeah.
through,
Am I on this side?
and you see Wendy standing at the... Well, there's a landing right here, but the staircase goes up and down from this direction.
Okay.
Any more complications back at the ranch over here?
I see Birdie and I sigh. I go, oh, thank God.
Raazu,
All right,
Well,
we're
attempt to
taking
open
this
it.
away now. we're taking this away. Rossi does
Raazu
what?
steps- Open the door on this end.
Okay.
Can I go through?
Eyes open or closed?
Closed.
Okay. And you hear the door close behind you after you take a few steps.
Eyes wide shut.
And then once I'm through here and I bump into Wendy, then I'll open my eyes.
And Red, you find yourself all alone.
All right. Close my eyes. Open the door.
Get on the
Step
floor.
I
Slither
step
like a
down to the
snake.
first floor, go out the front door, and never see these horrible people again.
Make my way forward, and when I find a door, hopefully I open it.
And you do. And your friends are waiting for you on the other side.
Except Birdie, who's apparently in some kind of timeout jail.
Put him in dice jail.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
spiral
Here
staircase,
we go.
Red, you immediately notice the difference between this one and the other one. Is
Uh-huh.
you got the same central pillar, so you can't look up or down to other floors. But this one, you see where the stairs are mortared on both sides, both to the pillar and to the circumference of the room.
I feel like maybe that pillar was added to the other stairway, as opposed to being built with it.
But the stairs do stretch away in both directions here.
Let's see what's below us.
Below? Okay.
Well, we know what's above us.
Do we?
Yeah, it's what's her name? Some horrible foe.
Yeah, that squid face told us about.
Okay, we're going to save the second floor here.
I mean, he also told us she was dead. Oh, I'm in dice
Rick,
jail.
FYI, I want to just give you like a 10-minute warning.
Yeah, I was about to say it's almost 5:30, right?
I can kill you all you guys in 10 minutes. This will be fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Where am I opening up here? You guys come down the stairs into the base of the stairwell. Does this one also go down? Is a good question. Let's find out.
Nah.
So, this staircase does continue downward, but there is a trap door of compact iron bars set into the floor and heavily locked. You can see between them where the stairs do continue down in a spiral, but they put a caged door here that you'd have to open first.
Is that what this is?
No,
You
this
said it
would
was
be
a lock?
this would be about like where Raazu was standing in the floor. This door leads out of the landing of the stairwell back into the fortress.
And there's a lock on these bars?
Yes.
Can I go ahead and try and first I'm going to investigate, search for traps.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
That'd be a 17.
A 17. You hear a slight crackling sound as you're investigating this lock. You're pretty sure if you put anything into it to try to pick it, it's going to discharge electricity.
Okay. So I'm going to take some wire out of my thieves kit, and I'm going to ground it along one of these bars, and then I'm going to use a piece of wood to slide that into the hole of the lock.
Right, because Red graduated with his electric engineering degree.
I don't know. He's the snake man.
Go ahead and make a
Yeah, Dex thieves.
I'm going to call this intelligence thieves tools.
Okay, that's fine. I
To
think they're
disarm
actually,
this
it's
trap.
only one lower. Where are we? So I was just role-playing how the thieves' tools works out. Like, it's magical electricity. It's something you actually probably learn when you're a rogue in a weird world like this.
I'm reminded of middle school when I used to run 2nd edition. One of my friends was like, "Can I have a car in D&D?" I said no. So he just went through every individual action that it would take to build the car from scratch.
Yeah.
It's a 20
Invent the car.
20?
on
Okay.
the thieves' toolkit.
Very carefully, you do your weird hoodoo mumbo jumbo wire magic trick, and you discharge the electricity safely along the wire and don't manage to hurt yourself.
And we all clap.
After that, I'll try and pick the lock.
Okay, go ahead. And that's Dex Thieves Tools.
Yep. That'd be a lot. 27.
Okay, and it's a heavy duty lock. I mean, you feel maybe 7 tumblers inside, and you're not sure all of them are made of metal. It's definitely master craftsmanship, dwarvish if you had to guess, but it's no match for your skills. You pop the lock, and all you have to do now is lift this door up.
Continue going down. I'll ask the group.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll lift the door.
Okay, and you head down into the depths.
Of hell.
Of the basement.
Of the doom.
Okay, so let's save this map. This is
Birdie wants-
floor 1.
I'm
What
gonna
does Birdie
pocket I'm gonna pocket the lock
Okay.
if it's to see if I can figure out why it discharged electricity.
Oh, it's not a padlock. It's built into the door. It's a keyhole in the side pane of these iron bars.
Oh well, in that case, Birdie's just sad that he can't take it with him.
Good.
Birdie tries to steal the door.
As you do. And you guys move down these stairs. And as you do, more and more loudly, you hear the sounds, familiar sounds to you, of moaning zombies as
That
you reach the
sucks.
base of the spiral staircase.
I hate
And
that that's familiar.
It sounds like there
really
are no small quantity of them on the other side of this door. Other than that, the door looks pretty much the same as all the other doors in this place. The difference being the handle has a heavy metal inlay where there's a lock that looks identical to the one upstairs on the bars.
I bet it's an illusion. Adrex says very confidently. This was the door.
And it's an illusion. You just open up the door.
You're opening the door?
Not yet.
Okay.
Gotta make sure there's no traps on it first.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look.
I mean, just looking at it, it looks identical. And
Also,
putting your
where's the
ear
light
to it, you
source?
can hear the crackling inside.
Raazu does.
That's a investigation of 14.
Yeah, not necessary. You've already cracked this one upstairs. It's the exact same lock.
Okay.
Do the exact same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, upstairs being the gate door or the one on the bedroom?
The gate door. Like, you're gonna need your same
Okay.
wire trick to discharge.
Yep,
this.
that's why I need to know if I need to make the Thieves' Tool check first. Thieves' Tool Intelligence is 8 plus, 'cause this isn't written down,
Atlas.
14 on the Thieves' Tools.
Okay, and you discharge the electricity safely.
And then Thieves' Tools Dexterity, that would be a 21.
You pop the lock on this door, and no sooner than you do, you hear something just bang against it, like a large mass just hitting the other side of the door. And the moaning of zombies is ever louder.
I'll draw out a short sword and a silver dagger, nod to Adrex, and take a step back.
No, we shouldn't do this.
No,
Everything
we got
is-
to.
Everything is going to be fine. I'm sure this is an illusion. Adrex says as he wills this into existence.
If you know it's an illusion, then you can just see through it.
Like, I think this is a
Adrex
bad
opens the
idea.
door.
And you open the door. What do you think's on the other side, Adrex?
Are you asking Adrex or are you asking Matt?
That doesn't matter. Yeah, I think either way I'll get an interesting answer.
Adrex expects nothing.
Nothing?
Matt expects zombies.
Nothing on the other side?
Just a
It's
sandwich.
an empty room.
We'll find out what it is next week.
Oh, good. Brick Road has a week to decide what's on the other side.
Oh, I know what's on the other side. I've been putting this dungeon together piece by piece for a long time now.
Like, you wouldn't change your mind, though.
I mean, I could. And let's be clear, there are zombies and there are zombies.
There's zombies and there's zombies.
Okay.
Zombles.
So I'm gonna
Also,
go
Cat Farm too.
dark for a sec. Oh, actually, I'm gonna set up my straw poll. Then I'm gonna go dark for a second, so I can tally up some experience. I did have one encounter planned with a monster, just in case you guys were like, let's blow off the tower and try to find a way out of the Underdark and get these people to safety. But thankfully you didn't do that. So I'll save
Yeah,
that
that
monster
sounds like
for another day.
You would have somehow sticked a dragon turtle on us if we did that. It's an Underdark dragon turtle. No initiative.
It's a flying dragon turtle.
I mean, if you want to fight another dragon turtle, I mean, that's fine.
No,
We can
I don't.
No, we just think that's your card for.
I think we could take it, especially if it was on land.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go dark so I can tally up some XP here. You guys be thinking about your blips and whatnot. I'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes.
So, who was the most creative today?
Wendy for figuring out the mirror hall. It's one of my call the hall with the last hall we did.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
I'll go with that.
That was a good solution.
Who furthered the party's goals today?
I mean, I avoided a bunch of people getting electrocuted and got through a bunch of really tough
Yeah, I
blocks.
think through knowing fantasy electricity. We're going to fantasy trade school.
Yep.
Alright. He's a fantasy
Alright, who's a
certified
badass
electrician.
today?
You actually killed the Banshee.
Raazu did.
Raazu.
I'm pretty sure it's Raazu then.
I thought there was something else Raazu did, but I don't remember what it was. Either way, I'm fine with Raazu.
Oh, it was probably just walking up to the Illithid like it weren't no thing. Even though in character, out of character, you know, it's
Out of
an
character, that's a bad thing to do. Yeah. In character, Raazu, whatever. Saying is a little weird, but you know, we're all a little weird. Intangible. Who's intangible today?
Birdie for killing all the people, causing so much trouble.
I don't feel okay hurting Birdie for making trouble.
All right,
And here's
okay.
the thing.
I had a reason for doing everything I did, and it was all in character. So,
Wait, so what was the reason?
to see what it did.
Okay, I vote for Adrex. For going over to that Illithid and just having a nice little powwow with him, even though he was the most terrified of it.
Oh yeah,
That's okay.
to show him the door, the peephole door.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly though, I was messing with it because I figured like the last time we ran into a fountain, it gave us magical powers. So let's see what this fountain
Not
does.
every fountain gives you magical power.
Well, like it's
I would've
not like Birdie has seen exactly one fountain and it gave him magical powers. So
Also, to be clear, we don't know that that fountain didn't give magical powers to the Banshee.
I was certain you did that on purpose. Like the howling cursed fountain. I'm gonna take part of the fountain and put it next to these NPCs, so we don't have to worry about these NPCs anymore.
no, I didn't do it. That actually did not cross my mind.
Okay.
I was just I wasn't trying to get them killed. I'm not like Birdie's not a psychopath. He's just
Nope, disagree.
Yeah, you're wrong on that one. That's-
Yeah, no.
Wow, this fountain is making horrible howling noise. It's crying at me. I'm gonna put part of it next to these NPCs.
okay. No,
Yes,
no,
yes.
because
So good. It's so good. It's okay. It's good. I love it.
no.
It's really
Wendy touched a freaking. She went up and hugged a elf queen in the middle of the wilderness, and then I forget who's the one who actually touched the doll in at the first fountain we ran into. I don't think
I
it
got
was
0
me.
NPCs killed.
All right, numbers.
Like, I still don't think that's my fault.
I have numbers. So we award 1 blip for the most creative solution to in the session. Who was the creative one this week?
Windy for solving the Eyes
hallway.
Wide Shut puzzle.
Okay.
Eyes wide shut. That's good.
1 for the assist, who furthered the party's goals this week.
That was that was red for ground for going to ITT Tech.
1 blip for being the badass. Who was a badass this week?
That's Raazu, because not many players will just casually saunter up to an Elith and say, "Hey, what's going on? Let's have a chit chat."
And we give 1 blip for the intangibles.
We gave
Hey,
that to-
Adrex. Because we're
Adrex.
not rewarding Birdie for killing NPCs.
So, because we're in the middle of the dungeon, and because I specifically designed a lot of the early parts of the dungeon to try to ferret out those blips for you guys, I'm going to be super, super stingy with the rest of the blips today.
Okay.
Raazu, I'm not giving you nothing. Can you make a case for anything? It's going to have to be
Well,
a hell of a case.
When my anger is roused, I have trouble. Brett, I punched the shit out of Birdie.
That's true. Do you regret that, though?
Possibly. Birdie has a lot of sharp, pointy things and is frequently behind Raazu.
So, if you regret it, it's only to the extent of what damage did it do to my fingers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I got nothing else right now.
Windy.
Yeah.
I gave you nothing. What do you want to make a case for?
I got 2.
Okay.
I got good is working for the benefit of something other than yourself. Wendy's the one at the party who gave up her food in order to feed the NPCs.
Very true. Walking around with that exhaustion level.
And then I've got, wait, how does that work? Wendy shut herself in a hell corridor that she had just taken psychic damage from
Okay.
in order to figure out how that hallway worked.
I will give you this one if you can explain how the hallway works.
Well, it seems like it's like mirrored, right? Because we cut one side of it and then the other side spurted whatever the heck.
Okay.
We went in and we saw the other side. So I assume you have to, like, whichever side you go in, like, you're moved to the other side first, and then you have to make your way back to where you were originally. As soon as you close the door.
So, let me ask you this, Nodal. Being a connoisseur of puzzle games.
Yeah.
If somebody explained to you a puzzle they just solved in, like, Riven,
Yeah.
and they got it, like, 80% right, but they were really wrong about one crucial detail, would it make you wince?
like, if you're saying that, like, this is a REM puzzle, then what happened was we went in and the hallway spun around.
Gave you whiplash.
Yeah.
No, you're pretty close to it. I think I'll give it to you, but you're not gonna have all the information until next week, I'm sure.
All right.
Adrex, I'm giving you your flaw because I'm looking at the map right here, and I said the word zombies like 1,000 times, and you're still about to open this door. So,
All right.
so I'm giving you this with the understanding that you can't earn it for the same thing next week.
Okay, that's fine.
You want to make a case?
I was gonna say it sounds like a great idea when the Illithid was just like, "Hey, you come here," in choked drow voice. Like, "Yep, I want to do that. That's the thing I want to do."
Okay. Well, I
But,
can't take it
but you're
twice.
to get my cool friends and I are working to make the world a better place. I need to make sure they don't get carried away.
Okay.
I mean, he yelled at that dwarven guy, and because he was very frustrated with how thing, and he was not making it better, even though it's like we were responsible for this. But I'm trying my best to make them not do this.
So, does Adrex have a plan for how to stop Birdie from doing things like that in the future?
Not even a little bit.
So, does Adrex deserve this blip? Did he do enough to make sure that his friends didn't get carried away?
Chinese finger trap.
Or is this something you're going to work harder at in the future?
Well, yes, but with the
Raazu offers
understanding,
the whip.
with the complete understanding that Adrex is almost going to certainly fail every single time.
I get the feeling that if Raazu handed Adrex a whip and told him to beat Birdie, like, he would just start crying. I don't want to hit Birdie.
Spirit of the
Birdie,
whip,
we'll
spoil
get
Birdie.
to you. You just sit there for a minute. We're going to circle back. Red, I didn't give you anything. You want to make a case?
Nope, I don't have anything written down.
So, Birdie, first of all, I'm awarding you your flaw. Think setting traps is a great idea, even when inappropriate. I think this falls under that umbrella. So, there are 3... Are you even listening? I can't hear you.
I'm here.
Are you just
He's
in the
laughing.
corner pouting? So, there are 3 actions I'm going to challenge you on.
Okay.
Your alignment is lawful neutral,
Yeah.
and you act in accordance with what's best for your tribe. The first action, defend the action of taking, what was her name? Not Kilderich, that's a Suikoden character. Caldril. Defend the action of stealing Caldril's boot as a lawful action and explain how it was good for your tribe.
I mean, I was trying to, I wanted to prevent her from, honestly, it was mostly spite, but he would lie to himself and say that it was to keep her from following us.
Okay.
And they
So-
wouldn't let me strip her out and, like, naked in the woods.
Second, dumping out a pot of obviously bad news ash in the room where your NPCs that you're trying to escort to safety are sitting. Defend that as a lawful action and explain how it was good for your tribe.
Okay, so that I was legitimately, like, the thing going through my head was like, oh, the last time we ran into a fountain, it gave us magical powers. And I wasn't thinking about the NPCs at all. Because they're not part of my tribe.
Third, throwing the lit torch in the obviously bad news fountain after the ash from the fountain killed half of these NPCs. Can you defend that as a lawful action, and how is it good for your tribe?
Because, well, I don't know about it being lawful. But, no, Birdie was thinking that, like, it didn't like the fire. And he wanted to see what would happen if...
So it sounds like to me that Birdie is just indulging his own curiosity.
So,
Birdie is
Birdie,
lawful?
here's what's happening now. Birdie, your alignment is now neutral.
Okay.
There's no lawful aspect to your character. So
Alright.
for next week, I'm going to need a new description. What is Birdie's outlook on what his neutral alignment means? And until we have that description, like if it takes you a few weeks to figure it out, you can't earn blips for a blank alignment.
Okay.
Now remember, I come from 2nd edition where the penalty for alignment changes. I get to bend you over a chair and whip you with shit until you bleed. And, like, so I'm awarding.
No, it is. That's actually in the rule book.
It's right in there. Like the actual rules are like you lose like 10,000 experience points.
Yeah, you lose a ton of experience. You need an atonement spell, even if you're not a paladin, to begin gaining experience again. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from my point of view, that's reasonable. In 5th edition is ridiculous because he just gets away scot-free, I guess. I'm awarding everybody 1 blip for successfully navigating the hallway.
Blips are what now?
We're level 6.
Yeah.
Blips are 300.
Mm-hmm.
I'm awarding everybody 300 experience. That is for destroying the bed and fighting the one banshee. But you have to ask yourself, was that the last banshee in this dungeon?
Yes. Banshees are extinct now.
I mean, I'm not even confident that banshee's gone.
So, Raazu, you're taking 3 blips. You've got your aspect, the badass, and the hallway. Windy, 1, 2, 3, 4 for you. Because you've got creative, alignment, flaw in the hallway. Adrex took the intangibles, the flaw, the bond in the hallway. That's 4. What did I do wrong? What did I push? Oh my god. Birdie,
Yes, sir.
you took your flaw and the hallway, so 2 for you. Red.
Which one? Question before you go on. Which one do you have written down as my my alignment?
It would have
Nothing.
something
I
to
just
do with
deleted it
law.
because your
I
alignment's
know,
changing.
but which one did you have?
It would have something to do with law
Doing
or neutrality.
lawful neutral means doing what's best for your tribe.
Okay.
So you got the flaw and the hallway, so 2 for you, and then red is just taking the hallway and the assist, so 2 for red. And our straw pool is currently sitting at a tie between Birdie and Adrex. Apparently, chat was much more entertained by your shenanigans.
I did have like I was actually going to make a couple of cases for blips. Am I just like is it just that one thing I can't make a case for, or is it all blip?
Oh, just the alignment. Why did you have
Just
another
alignment.
case?
Well, the
Or-
reason I messed with the stuff was to see if it was magical and it would give us powers, like more power, like if it was related. Because my the
So-
other one was I pocketed the I pocketed the comb for to specifically put back.
So you're setting that aside for your patron?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give you the aspect, but not the ideal, because that just got you in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I expect that to happen a lot more.
Oh, I do too.
Possibly.
And just see if this
Well,
tie
you-
got broken. Adrex
Yeah.
took our straw poll blip. I feel like you just went and voted for yourself, didn't you? Nobody would blame you. It's fine if you come clean. All right, so
Don't come clean. Admit nothing. Deny, deny, deny.
when we reconvene next week, it will be Zambos.
Mhm.
And with any luck, we'll be able to play the full time next week. I won't have to leave a little bit early because I hate doing that, and I will extend all of my apologies and all that whatnot. So that's that. Thanks for playing, guys.
Wait, what was
Later.
that about next week?
Next week will be a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not spending like 6 weeks off